For those back home and following online, can you describe what your run was like between Caltag and Unalakleet for 'em?
Uh, Nice trail and pretty windless to Old Woman, and then from Old Woman to here a little breezy. Kind of the closer we got to here, cold, but otherwise good. Had a nice rest at Old Woman cabin, and then came here. So
When you got to Old Woman, was there anyone else camping there already, or did someone show up while you were there?
I think Michelle had just left, and then Hannah pulled in a few minutes after me, and then Josie a couple hours after.
What's that experience like when you're racing and other mushers show up to the same cabin you're resting?
Yeah, that's pretty normal. I guess less these days with the smaller field, but it used to be hard to stop at some of those cabins because they could be pretty crowded, the more popular ones. So luckily there was plenty of room.
Did it used to be it was pretty difficult to get rest in those situations?
It just depended if you happened to get there with, not in a big group of people, but when there used to be, 50 to 80 teams, there was just more teams on the trail. So, to stop at Old Woman, likely you're going to share it with 7 or 8 or 9 different mushers, and it could get pretty crowded in those small spaces. So it was nice to have elbow room last night.
And last time I got to see you and chat with you, I know you were kind of we're talking about your dogs a little bit. How have they been doing since Caltag?
Good. We've had a stomach virus that they've kind of dealt with since Takatna, but they've done very well to handle it, and then we've just kind of adjusted our schedule to kind of meet their needs as far as rest and getting food in them. A little longer rests to allow us a second attempt at feeding them, and more rest is better when they're not feeling 100%. So, but they've handled it fairly well.
And the coast is notorious for winds. Is that additional rest kind of important when you're facing strong winds going across the sea ice and stuff?
It never hurts, I mean, more rest usually takes you out of the competitive side of things, but it makes for, if you can travel faster with a more powerful team, it makes for a more enjoyable segments. So we'll see what the wind actually does. It's really not so much the wind, it's the cold, dry snow that sticks to the runner plastic and doesn't allow you to slide very well. And there's just not, over my 16 Iditarods, I have not found any runner plastic that really feels good on this type of dry coastal snow. So that's usually what slows people down more than anything.
And then Pete, it's been a couple years since your last Iditarod. How does it feel to be racing through these parts of the state again?
It's good. I've really, kind of signing up last minute and not really having an agenda. I told myself I'm going to have to figure out a way to enjoy it one way or the other if I'm going to run it. So I've been kind of, reminiscing and soaking in the sights more than ever, and kind of trying to be in the moment more than stressing out about placement and different things like that. So of course it would have been fun to be further up, but that's not always in the cards. And I've had a good trip, honestly. There's been a lot of challenges. It's been a tough Iditarod, but I've enjoyed it more than most, and just trying to stay in the moment and soak in some of the sights and stuff more than I have in the past.
Thanks, Pete.
Yeah.